morning, everybody. Give me a minute here. It'll take a minute for YouTube to get the notifications out. Not everybody's used to me coming live on Wednesdays nights too right now, but we'll see. We'll see who pops in tonight, right? Maybe there's a couple of people that have been waiting for me to come on, but happy Wednesday, right? Happy Wednesday. The days kind of blend into each other right now, right? I'm a little bit huffy and puffy. I just got into the house, right? I went for a quick ride to the store to get a quart of milk or quart of milk, a 2 liter of milk, and yeah, it's it's not comfortable out there. Oh my gosh, it's not fun. It's not fun being out there at all, right? Everybody is frazzled. Absolutely everybody is frazzled. Frazzled. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit. Somebody's going to have to come up with a little bit of solution, like maybe we can put on, how they do like as in a Boyne Park, they do like movies in the park or something, like maybe they could do something like that online, in the cities, to entertain everybody, because in the States, there are people doing special things, like there was one guy who was made the side of a building a projector, a screen, right? And then he got a Wi-Fi channel so that everybody could like watch movies on the big wall on the side of his TV. Oh, hi Kim. Hi Kim. Awesome. Yeah, so and I was thinking, like people are getting a little antsy now. People are getting cranky out there. It was not fun. Like usually I'm like being the cop and everything, but yeah, like I walked into the Shoppers Drug Mart tonight, and the security guard there obviously had a really, really, really bad day because yeah, a little old lady who was deaf, like couldn't tell. She was trying to explain to him, but she couldn't talk, right? So she was trying to explain to him, and I can read a little bit of sign language, but her back was to me, so I didn't know what she was saying. And then she got all fed up with him and started taking off towards the cash register, and he started flipping, and then he came back and he was so cranky. He was going, go down here, turn down this aisle, don't come out of here. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, this isn't gonna work. And I walked out the door, right? You know, not his fault. He had a really bad day, obviously. And yeah, he wasn't ready for the guys. But well, it started off because I said, I was saying to the people, can you back up a little bit, behind me? And he goes, oh, they're fine. They're fine. I said, no, they're not fine. They're not fine. Back up a little bit, please, right? Like, you're not the king of the store and you're not the king of my life, right? Like, yeah, back up, buddy. I didn't say it, but I was thinking it. I just put my hand out just to let him know, like you were just a little bit too close, right? But I can't keep walking into my house all wired up like this every time I go out. I was only out for half an hour, and I love my bike rides. Like just riding my bike home and getting home on my bike should have been enough to bring me down, right? But yeah, it's crazy town. It's crazy town out there, right? It's crazy town, and it's a new way of living. Yeah, they're gonna make hi Kathy. Hi Kathy. Yeah, they're gonna make some serious changes in this world. There's gonna be a lot of different regulations, but at the same time there's gonna be a lot of good too, Countries, I bet you're gonna come really close to each other now, right? Now that we're picking ourselves up, we'll be able to start picking other people up too at the same time, start helping lifting some of those other countries that are going to have a bad time, because we don't want them, to stop, doing precautions and everything just because their economy is going down, right? Because then that's when people start making those stupid decisions, right? Decisions that cost people's lives, right? So yeah, we want to keep the tension off the best we can. I think we need to start smiling a little bit more. Like I notice people, they're stopping and they're having those distance conversations, right? It's just when you get into the stores and when you're coming out of the stores, and it's the staff dealing with these not cranky, not tirade, right? Scared customers, scared people. People are worried, right? So, and it comes out, when people are worried and people are scared, it comes out in all different kinds of ways, right? It comes out in all different kinds of ways. Sometimes people get grouchy, some people get fidgety, some people just get super nervous, some people will yell, some people will cry. I'm a crier. I'm no question. I'm a crier. I can cry to a drop of a hat, right? And it doesn't even phase my family anymore. Like my family never even gave me any pity anyway, all through my life. But yeah, and half the time, when I'm crying, I'm not even crying for myself anyway. I'm crying because I'm touched by something out there, right? But yeah, people deal with stress, a little bit different. Everybody does, right? So we have to practice a little bit of tolerance, a little bit of step in the next person's shoes, right? Don't try to second guess people. You can use common courtesy, like we all grew up. If your parents taught your manners properly, you can make inquiries and you can find things out without being, abrupt or rude or anything. And, don't make assumptions about people, right? Don't make assumptions, just, offer to help if you can offer. But yeah, okay, I'm starting to feel better, and I had just enough time just to make a quick cup of coffee for the live tonight. Mm. Yeah, it's been a strange week this week, right? Like I'm happy, I'm happy. Like a lot of that exterior stress, right? I don't have my sister on me saying, "Get out there, find a job. Why haven't you got a job yet? You're a loser." Like yeah, so I don't get any of that. So, and to me, that was like the worst at all, the worst of it at all, right? When your own family doesn't have faith in you, that hurts lots, right? So not to have that, it makes me feel a little bit better, right? It makes me feel a little bit better, so I'm able to deal with this. But a lot of people can't. I can't imagine the mums at home, how the pressure that they're under right now, right? Because even on a good day, even if this wasn't happening, they would be trying to run the household and they would be working most likely, right? And cleaning and taking care of the kids, right? Husband, in my day anyway, they went out and brought home the paycheck, paid the bills, right? But yeah, give it to those mums, right? They got the husband that is probably feeling like a little bit of an extra kid right now, right? So you husbands out there, right? You let your wives know how much you appreciate that little bit extra work that they're putting under, right? And if you can do something nice for them, like don't give them flowers, don't make a mess in the kitchen and make them breakfast in bed. You're just going to cause them more work. But if you could figure out some chore, right? To help alleviate, like, wouldn't it be nice if she got up in the morning and you and the kids were gone? Leave her a note, right? Leave her a note saying, I took the kids out for a walk. We're going to keep distance, right? Have a nice 2 hours for yourself. Ooh, now wouldn't that be nice? I bet you lots of moms would appreciate, if dad took the bikes out of the garage and took the kids for a quick bike ride or something, just give mom a little bit of a break. Just try and find things to help alleviate the stress that everybody's going under, right? You know, when this is all over and done with, like here in Canada, the Prime Minister said today it's going to be weeks, right? Don't even think that anything is going to change for weeks, right? So settle in. You have to settle in, right? Like if you're getting antsy already, you have to find a project. My project, I am making face masks galore, right? Like, I made one for my sister, one for my niece. I got to make another one for my sister. I got to make another one for my brother-in-law. Those will be different fabrics, right? I'll get some manly looking colors, right, for my brother-in-law. I want to keep him safe too. He's had a rough year himself, right? He did really good for himself. Like I'm so proud of him, so proud of him. And he did so good by his family. He bought my sister like a whole brand new living room suite, just out of the blue, right? Bought her a brand new couch and a new desk. And last year he bought her a new computer and a new TV. Like, yeah, so he works hard for his family, right? So yeah, I gotta show him I appreciate but how he takes care of my sister Carolyn, right? So yeah, definitely I want to make him a good mask, right? And these are really good masks for guys. They look pretty cool when they're on, right? Because they look like robber masks. But yeah, that'll be a good one for him. He'll like it too in black. I'll just do a nice black one or a brown one. Maybe I have some old army gear that I can chop up. I don't like to, those are like my security blankets and stuff, right? I have an old poncho liner jacket. It's just shredded, just in shreds, right? And I have an old blanket, like I'm letting the cat use it right now. But as soon as I have some money, I'm going to take that jacket in and I'm going to take that old ripped up blanket and I'm going to just say, do patchwork on this. I don't care. It's the same kind of fabric, so that's all I care about. And I don't care if it looks ugly. I don't care, right? Just as long as it doesn't fall apart on me, right? And it's in rough shape. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that for sure this year. As soon as I got it put away. So yeah, we all have those things, right? That we just can't let go of. We don't know why, right? It was my husband's poncho liner. Actually, it was mine. Like he bought it, but I snagged it off of him right away, right? Because I like to. I was always driving, right? So it was always a light coat, and then I would have the poncho liner underneath, and it was just enough to be in the car when you were driving in winter, right? God forbid my car would break down and I end up in the cold, but it was just enough. And Army, they make things really really good to last forever, but unfortunately the fabric, yeah, I wore it like after a while. It was like my pajamas, and oh yeah, yeah. But we all have those outfits, right? Those things. I don't have many pieces of clothing or anything that I keep just for sentimental reasons. I have a sweater of my father's, right? And I have a gray jumper that I've had for probably 30 years, like just a little jumper, right? But it's so cute, right? And stylish and never go out of style. And so I keep it and I wear it. I wear it often. I probably wear it half a dozen times a year for sure, right? It's still cute. But yeah, so there are a few things that I would like to keep throughout my life, right? And cleaning out my house, this past spring, and I got lots done. I threw out so much stuff. I took a lot of stuff in to be donated. I still have a lot of stuff to take down to the donation bin, but they're not taking items, right? They were showing pictures at these donation bins because everybody had the same idea, spring cleaning, right? With this time off, it's time to clean out the garage and the basement, and you know those homeless people are doing well that way, picking up things out of the bins. I'm just worried about the drug addicts, right? And the alcoholics and the criminals, right? People are home right now. They're watching their stuff, right? People are on high alert. They're really nervous right now, so they're pretty hyper vigilant around their property and around their home, right? So these people that have these problems, right? These people that have these problems, they have no money. They're in the same boat as the rest of us, right? They might not even have a home, right? Don't even know where their next meal is coming, and on the norm, the canners and the garbage pickers, they'll be fine because right now there's lots of good goodies going on. They might not be able to take them to the pawn shop and stuff right now, but they can find a nice hoarding spot where they can just put it in a good spot so when everything opens up, they can get a nice big chunk of cash from the pawn shop or something, when they sell it. And you never know what they can use now, right? If they're in the side bushes or something with their little forts or something, right? And yeah, I don't normally throw change at these people. I don't think it's fair, to encourage them that you get something for nothing, right? That you can go out and you can beg if you really really need it, right? Like there are places like Salvation Army, and there are different organizations that will help you out. I mean, look at me. I mean, I got help when I needed it, right? When I needed it, and I still have a roof over my head and stuff, right? and I'm in no better boat than any of them, right? But I just put that extra effort and I put my brain together and I scrapped and I didn't care. I fought for what I needed, right? You know, and to do it without doing it, without being, sneaky or stealing or lying, right? And that's, you got to think of these things, you got to be proud if you can hold yourself up this way, and set an example, right? Set an example if we could all get through this, right? But yeah, there was some stinkers who think it's still funny, right? I saw a couple. Well, I saw two. I saw a lady who just didn't care, just gave dirty looks to everybody, to anybody who said anything, and then and then there was a gentleman who just, you know, right in front of me, almost touched me, right? Almost touched me, so definitely not a meter away, and just scooted by. And I just, ooh, that was a little bit close. And he looked at me and, just give me a look, right? And I just like, oh. They do get, when they see the pink bangs, right? The young adults are a little bit braver, right? They will say something because they think that I can take it, right? And I can take it. It has nothing to do with the color of the bangs. I'll take it. I'll take it no matter what. But if I don't have the bangs, then I do look a little bit more mature, and people will give me a little bit more leeway if I do say something. But you got to give that to their parents who taught them some good manners, and just for that off second, they remembered what their mom taught them, right? And they, what? Pat yourself on the back for remembering that. Like, seriously. Like, you know, who says what are the big things to congratulate yourself on, and what are the small things, right? For me, accomplishing one little thing might seem like nothing to somebody else, but it might be something absolutely huge, and it happens all the time, right? Yeah, so it's just about yeah, trying to understand people a little bit better, right? Okay, I'm feeling a little bit more relaxed. Say hi, have conversations. Let me go into my YouTube here so that I can see the comments when you guys come in, and and I like to watch them on the monitor because I don't get them all. I only get the top comments when I'm on the phone, right? I don't get them all. And here's my live right now. And I'm just going to turn that off. And Kathy is here. Kim is here. Oh, I hope you've never had that experience, Kim, of somebody doing that to you. Are you serious? You didn't fall, right? On the street and then people just drive by you. I hope not. Yeah, that would be pretty sad. I'm pretty lucky. People are very kind to me. Even the other day, my sister dropped me off a bag of some groceries and a case of water, and yeah, I went to open up my door, my groceries rolled out of my bag, and some gentleman was walking by, and right away, not concerning himself, right? And I wanted him to be concerned for himself, right? I want everybody to be safe when this virus is going on. So it was really nice of him to do that. It's nice to know that there are people out there still doing kind things for each other, right? Yeah. Yeah, Cindy pops in today. Cindy Vlogs. If any of you guys follow her on Instagram, you guys should follow Cindy Vlogs, right? She comes in and joins us in our chatters all the time, right? But she's been doing some inspirational posting, right? She's been doing but funny ones, right? Let's see what Kim's saying here. No way, Kim. Oh no. Do you have to pay for that ambulance? Do you have to pay for that ambulance if you phone 911, or did somebody just come and get you and pick you up? Oh, I hope you were okay, Kim. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Two people drove right by you, on your walker, and you fell. Did you cut yourself? Did you bleed? Did your head bleed? Wow, it happens here. We have bozos here, but also at the same time you got to think again, like everybody is under a lot of stress right now, right? People aren't thinking straight. Me included, right? Me included, right? Yeah. I don't know. My house should be a whole lot cleaner than it is, and I'm just looking. My desk is not that messy, but well, it's not messy at all. But I was sewing. I just my vitamins here and my numbers. Yeah, I've been learning numerology, right? I've been learning it, and it's been coming natural to me, right? But I don't know the astrology. I don't know if I'm supposed to be knowing astrology. I'm not resonating with astrology in any way. Yeah. But numerology is tied up with the astrology, I think, right? So I don't know. Learning is slow on that aspect, right? It's this that I want to get good at, right? Like I want to get good. Like I've always been good, I think, at connecting, right? But but everything, all of this, what I'm studying now is so new, like so new. I had no clue as to any of what I'm studying now, right? And it's so true. Like you just pick a pick a topic, right? And just start learning and then just start studying what YouTube suggests to you and what Google suggests to you. And yeah, you never know where you're going to end up. It's absolutely just amazing what I'm studying, right? Like who would have known, right? Who would have known? Yeah. Yeah, it's just, and I allowed that to happen, right? And that was just my upbringing, right? My upbringing, and then after a while, you start treating yourself the same way as other people treat you. You think, well, there must be something. If everybody thinks the same way, there must be something wrong. And then you start looking for things that are wrong. And if you can't find things that are wrong, then you start making up things, right? Right? I can't believe how easy it is for us to take others people's words, what they think of us, and then take it as fact, right? Like nobody knows us like we know ourselves, like nobody does, right? So it just doesn't make sense to me why we would take these mean things that people say, or these untruths that people say, and then like hold them to our breasts like they belong to us, like they're the truth, right? you know and that's what I was doing today, just like one after another, one after another. I was just like, are you kidding me? Really? My whole life, right? You know, I should have, you know, but you don't know, right? You trust your elder. I grew up, trust your elders, trust your elders, right? And I believe that, right? But not every old person is a smart person or a kind person, right? Or, you know, and or even means well, right? Right? But they may think so. They may think so, and because they put themselves off as thinking that they do, right? And that's what causes me lots of problems, because I have all these topics that I'm interested in, and then I just let myself go on these lives, right? I don't even do my cheat sheets or anything. Well, sometimes I do, because sometimes I have an idea what I want to talk about, right? But sometimes most of the time I just leave myself open, just to see what comes out, right? Because I always have this idea that I'm giving myself lessons, so I just let myself go, right? And then afterwards I watch my live over again, like I'm a student of myself, like this is my teacher and I'm the student, right? So it is interesting, right? So I've even got to believe, even like, that's why I say all the time, unless you resonate it, unless you feel it, like unless you go, wow, I didn't know that. Like, if you feel that surprise, you feel that wonder, you feel that, wow, right, really? You know, unless you feel that, then don't count anything. Don't count anything as fact, right? Yeah, trust yourself above anything else. Oh, 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 well, that's good to know, Kim. That's good to know. That's really, really good to know that they'll cover that, right? Because, I bet you a lot of people who do need ambulances, they pass on the ambulances, right? Just because they do cost so much money, right? I think it's like $500 or something, Kim. Is it like $500 or something for an ambulance? It's something crazy like that, right? I've never been in an ambulance. I've never been in an ambulance. I'm not sure if anybody in my family, I don't even think anybody in my family has even been in an ambulance. Oh, Owen's here too. Hi, Owen. You should be emailing me, Owen. You should be coming live with me on Instagram. My subscribers on Instagram would absolutely love you. I know that too. And I haven't even, well, yeah, I know what you look like because I remember seeing your pictures of you and your grandkids. Is it your grandkids? Is it grandkids? I don't know. At the kitchen table, I saw some pictures, right? Mm. Yeah, Kim's been holding up the show, taking care of all those ruffians that are going on my channel. Yeah. But other than that, Kim, I'm glad to hear that you're feeling better and you're the from that accident. But like emotionally, when these things happen, right? Like it must break your heart when you see the people, drive by and care so little that they would like with the walker even like you had the walker, right? And still people passed you by. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. But yeah, I don't know. Andrew knows that I'm here on Wednesdays. I guess he forgot it because I know otherwise he would be here for sure. But he must have forgotten that Wednesdays we're going live on YouTube. And I actually forgot too. I still have an Instagram post to do for tonight too. I know what my topic is tonight, but it's just a matter of writing it down. And at least this time I charged the phone before I went live, right? I had to go for a bike ride, so I just let the phone charge so I would have enough for my live because I noticed the past couple of times that I went live that I forgot to charge my phone after my Instagram live, so I didn't have enough power to go for very long on my YouTube channel, right? So I've been and I cut back my Instagrams from an hour down to a half an hour. You don't need to do an hour live on Instagram. A half an hour is perfectly good. And I found that up today because I actually I had a brain fart today. I actually like even forgot, that what to talk about. Like I just went quiet and I just thought, oh, okay, I guess we're done then. That was the end of my live. Yeah. Oh yeah, just chit chat about anything, Owen, right? Yeah. You know, I'm home all day, Owen. If you wanna do a Google chat or something, or you wanna do Zoom with me, or you wanna come live with me on Instagram, like yeah, whatever you want to do, just get a hold of me. Let's chit chat, right? I'd like to know how you're doing, right? Sometimes it's hard to do it in the chat, right? We do sometimes get on a roll with that, but lots of times that you want to keep things private and stuff. Yeah, but definitely any of you guys, any of you want to chat at me, I'd be happy for your company, right? You can find me online, right? I get notifications if anybody's messaging me, right, on any of my platforms. So yeah, go ahead, message me, text me, right? Yeah, send me an email if you got my email. Yeah, we'll have a nice little chit chat. Yeah, pretty tired today. I don't know why I was tired, and I had a really bad chill today. Like I had to go and take a really hot shower. I had to do a really hot shower because I was so cold, and I just when I got out of the shower, my whole body was just like a lobster, right? And I felt I almost got a sunburn from it because I can feel my shoulder here just stings a little bit. So it's like a burn from the hot water, right? Yeah, but then again, it could be sore from the bike riding too, right? And carrying my bike up the stairs. I can't trust to lock my bike up outside. It wouldn't be there in the morning, guaranteed. I remember 1 year, in 1 year I lost 7 bikes in 1 year one time, and I had a really expensive mountain bike too. It was like well over $1,000, and I was just like, yeah, I didn't have it very long, and it just went poof, and it was gone. So I don't take those chances anymore. So I haul at 58 years old. I haul my mountain bike up 3 flights of stairs every time I take it out, right? And I prefer a bike ride. I really love bike riding. To walking, I do. I do. I like to sightsee. Well, I don't know what it is about bike riding. Maybe it's the breeze in my face, right? Being a little bit up higher, the speed of it. How you can go to different neighborhoods and stuff, like you can change the scenery up a little bit better, than it is for walking. I don't know who else out there. Kathy, do you bike ride? Yeah, I'm not too sure if Kathy bike rides, right? You know, I've been a bike rider since I was a little kid. I even remember my first bike my dad bought me, and it was a huge, really tall bike. I was just a little kid, right? I could barely touch the pedals with my toes. And it had a big banana seat, and at that time it had those big bars that came up in the back, like the big back bars like a Harley, and then it had the great big monkey bars on it too. But it was a homemade bike, so it was had all different parts on it, right? And I remember my dad feeling really, really bad because it was a secondhand bike. But I tell you, I rode that bike for years, for years. Well, it was such a big bike. I just grew into it, right? But it was such a great bike. And I remember I would like get on the bike and I would ride down to Stanley Park and go down to the beach. And I loved it, and I would be just gone for hours and hours and hours on my bike. I just love bike riding, right? Like all through my life, I always had a bike, and I was always on my bike. Bike riding is my absolute favorite when it comes to outdoor moving, right? For exercise, right? I do like walking, I do like hiking, I do like biking. I love swimming, right? They had the swimming and they had free swimming, so I go free swimming. And yeah, I love swimming. Yeah, I wish my apartment block had well, I would be swimming in it right now. It probably wouldn't even be open, right? Because of the rules. I wonder if people living in the apartment buildings with swimming pools, if they're going to get a discount on their rent, right? Because you don't have access to your swimming pool, right? Well, I guess you're not going to get a discount. Pretty sure they're just going to be tolerant about you paying your rent on time. My rent is paid for this month, so I'm really pleased with that. I was able to get $100 on my phone bill. I have to try and get another $100 down in the next week onto my phone. I don't know how, but I'll figure that out. But yeah, my internet's, so I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay compared to lots of people, right? And I don't have a lot of that stress on me like I did have, right? So that's why I'm handling this coronavirus a little bit better. But excuse me, at the same time, I'm really missing my car too, right? So if I had my car, I would be out on the road, and they don't even want us to be out on the highways. They don't want us. If I tried to go out onto the highway to get to the farm and stuff, I would for sure probably be stopped, right? Just to check where I'm going and stuff. And if they found out like I'm just out and about, back road exploring, they wouldn't like that at all. So I've got to follow the rules just as well as everybody else does. Oh, look at me. I haven't even turned my light on. See, I use remote control. I use remote. I have these little. I don't know that you buy them at the Home Depot. You can get them, right. They're really good, and you get like a plug, and then it has all your plugs in it, and you can have like 6 of them, right? And you just put it into the wall, and then you can plug all your lamps into it, and you can plug all your stuff in it. My sister has one too, and she uses it for her Christmas tree. And yeah, so she just sits on her chair and she turns her Christmas tree off and on. And Halloween, when we decorate the outside, with all the lights and everything, they'll all go into that same plug. And then it's just a matter of the remote control, right? And you buy these at Woods, they're cheap, like $25, right? And yeah, they're absolutely amazing. Yeah, and you just change the battery every once in a while. And I changed the battery for the first time this year, and I've had this for years. I really like it. I really like it. And I just leave it on my little tray here. Yeah. Oh, if you guys don't know, these are I know Kathy hears this every time I gone. I'm tooting the Evan horn, right? But yeah, this is one of the gentlemen that I am learning mindset from. For those of you that know that I'm learning motivational and mindset, I'm looking to be a thought leader, right? So that's what I've been studying, how to, and that's why I've been doing more of the lives and everything just to practice. But I don't want it to be, I want to be a thought leader, right? But I want to be myself at the same time, right? I don't want to be professional. I guess I might have to a little bit if I want to do some Google work and stuff, right? But I would always like to be genuine. I would always like to be myself, and I would always like to be able to present my content in a layman's terms, right? In layman's terms, so that everybody has a chance to learn, right? You know, I've come so far, and even though we're in this situation, and I'm in no better situation as I was this time last year, but if you think about it, I really am, right? Because I do, so yeah, it's just a matter of perception, right? It's a matter of perception. I think I'm doing absolutely fantastic. I would like to know if my sisters are doing all good. I haven't talked to any of them today. I never talked to any of them. Oh, I talked to one sister yesterday, right? But yeah, yeah, my sister Tracy is yeah, I don't know what she's been up to, but I hope she's doing okay. And I haven't talked to my sister Alice either, right? And yeah, I've been missing my sister Alice. Yeah, and she's our fun one, right? She's the one that she'll be like 16. She'll be like 90 years old, and her personality, she'll still be like 16. Right? Yeah. And I'm like that too. I'm a little bit ageless too, right? But that's because my curious mind makes it so that I'm interested in so many different subjects that are relatable to all different ages. When I look at the statistics in my YouTube and on my Instagram, like all different ages like my content, right? It's not just for the baby boomers and stuff, just because I'm a baby boomer. Yes, I have lots of baby boomers on my YouTube channel, but I have lots of different ages. When I look at my analytics, I can see that all different age groups are in mine. Except I now have put a block, so 18 and under, and that way I don't have to worry about getting YouTube in trouble, or me getting in trouble from YouTube, because me and YouTube have had a really good relationship. I haven't been doing the regular uploads, but I've been with my lives, and I've never given up, and I am going to be doing those explorers as soon as this is all over. Oh, my sister Alice. Yes, Kathy. Yes, yes. She doesn't like bugs. None of my sisters like bugs. Like they're freaked out by bugs. Like almost like phobia type for bugs. Bugs don't bother me in the least bit, but they do her, right? But yeah, Alice came with me, and I really enjoyed it. And we had a fantastic time. It was really nice to have some good conversations, and we did have good conversations, right? And pull up some good memories and stuff. But at the same time, I felt like I was entertaining her too, right? I didn't want her to get bored. I wanted her to love what I was like. But I know people don't love what I love, right? That it's a special kind that can jump out of the car with me and be happy to walk through the mud and the tall grass, even though there might be ticks, to get into an abandoned building with black mold all over the walls and the ceiling about ready to fall on our heads, right? It takes a certain kind, right? So, and that's why I do the videos, right? Because then when I'm doing the tours and stuff, that you could actually get the feeling of how I'm feeling in it, right? Yeah, you know what? I think I should be watching some of those videos again myself. I bet you I would get great enjoyment and great peace of mind from watching some of uh, those explore videos, right? Some of my abandoned buildings that I did for exploring. Yeah, I had a really old book. It was called Early Manitoba, right? And it was over 100 years old, this book, or almost 100 years at the very least, right? And yeah, I gave it to the lady in charge of Heritage Winnipeg, right? When we went for dinner last year, awards dinner last year, I knew she would take care of the book, right? And I had already made up my mind that I wanted to get rid of everything. I want to go minimal. I think I would like to go minimal, like, yeah, I don't even need the couch. I want my cushions. My cushions are great for camping. Yeah, I'll keep my cushions, but the couch, everything can go. I'll keep the fireplace because the fireplace can go in my bedroom. I'll keep my even the desk can go because you can pick up another desk anywheres. But this has been such a good desk, but it's so big and heavy. It's solid cherry wood, right? So it's a very, very, very heavy desk. But yeah, I like it. It has a slide drawer for my keyboard, and it has little drawers here for me. I would like a file cabinet. That would be nice, right? But yeah, I want to do a new studio too. If you guys have any ideas, I kind of like the color. I kind of like this bluish gray. I do like it. But yeah, I want to have more of the outdoors behind me. So I want to figure that out. I want to put my books away. Like my books don't need to be here, right? And yeah, and then put some of my other conversation pieces. I have some really great conversation pieces in my house, right? That I could bring up here. But yeah, this is the gentleman that I'm learning the mindset from. This is Evan Carmichael's new book. It was released March 17th, right? So it's a fairly new book, right? And with the coronavirus and everything, it's really expensive and everything for him to, get these books out to people, and he's doing it, right? So yeah, if you're interested in learning what I'm learning, this is amazing. And this book is especially made for the times that we're in right now, right? When we're in right now. Yeah, so let's take a look and do a mantra. Come on, let's give one for the evening. Let's give one for the evening. Let's give one for the evening. Here we go. Visualization meditation. Imagine that you are a ball of light, clear, luminous, pure, and perfect. Envision a golden sun at your heart center, which opens like a sunflower. Give warmth and light to all who wander through the darkness of ignorance and delusion. Wow, that's a heavy one. That's a really heavy one. My brain is stirring to say, ooh, what am I going to say to them now? What am I going to say to them now? No, that's not. It's something for me. I'm just going to turn the page here and I'm going to read it again later because it's something meant for me, I'm sure, right? So what else is my good cheer? I'm going to open up my drawer here and see if there's something I can yap about. And I don't see anything here. Oh, I do. I see my lipstick. Yeah, I'm not wearing any makeup. Yeah, and I just tied my hair in a ponytail, right? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. See, like it's left me. Yeah. Yeah. So let me take a look here. But yeah, Kathy, that was my sister, and she's beautiful too, right? She's in her 50s now too, Alice, I think. Yeah, she's in her 50s too, and she's she you would never know it. She looks like she could pass for like 35, my sister, right? Oh, you got long hair, Owen? Is your hair in a ponytail? You have long hair, Owen? Yeah, my hair is getting really long now. It kind of looks like it's reddish blonde. It's still wet. Smells good though, right? Put So I wash my hair. I used to wash my hair every day, but when I started losing my hair, it made me nervous. So now I wash my hair every second day instead of every day, right? But normally what I'll do is I'll just right away I'll put it in a ponytail, right? Because then I won't play with my hair. And if I don't play with my hair, then maybe I won't lose anymore, right? Oh, cool, Owen. Yay. Yeah, I like men with long hair. I like men who've got any little bit of personality, or they look different, or they act different, or they have little eccentricities, right? Because that shows you're brave, right? You're brave enough to show the real you, right? When you're able to, it's like me and my pink bangs, right? It's a piece of me, right? It's a bit of my personality. If I didn't have the pink bangs, I'm you might think different of me, right? Right? I don't want anybody, and maybe that's why I do it, right? So people don't stereotype me, right? I don't want to be who likes to be stereotyped, right? And at 58, I wouldn't want to be considered anything like any other 58-year-old, right? I don't feel 58 in any manner at all, right? Like here I am thinking, oh, what am I going to do for my next career? Like I'm 58 years old and I'm already thinking about my next career. I'm not even thinking about retirement, even though the government wants me to apply for my pension this fall on my birthday. It's the law. I have to apply for my pension, right? Oh, but yeah, guys though, guys once a week. My dad, I think, washed his hair like once every couple of weeks, and my dad put gook in his hair, right? He was one of those men that were just as pretty as the women, right? Like my dad was very handsome. He had women chasing him all the time, like all the time. Women were chasing my dad, but I remember, he'd wear lots of cologne, and he used to do his hair, spend lots of time on his hair, and he wouldn't leave the house unless he was perfectly shaved. Like my dad didn't do scruff, and I love scruff, right? My dad didn't do scruff, but I'm just going to say, here's a picture. Here, I don't know if you can see that properly here. This is a picture of my dad. this is his this is his prayer or his memorial card, right? But yeah, that's my dad. But yeah, he was a very handsome man. He got mistaken all the time for Errol Flynn, and I guess that's why the women liked him, right? Uh, why they liked my dad so much is because he did look like Earl Flynn, and Earl Flynn was like that pirate movie star, the one who did all the pirate movies, right? And yeah, but if you want to see, I'm just gonna pull this out. Let's see what we've got here for pictures. Yeah, I could show you some pictures. This is this is me in my wedding dress when I got married. I actually made my own bouquet. That bouquet took me like 6 months to do. It was bigger than my flower girl. It was absolutely amazing. And then I did all the bridesmaids' bouquets, and I did my own headpieces. I did all the flower arrangements. I did all the decorations. Oh, I did my whole wedding myself, right? That's what I used to do. I used to do small weddings, but I decided that I was going to have a Cinderella wedding. And I probably had I probably had maybe a $60,000 wedding, and I did my wedding for under 10,000 dollars, and we had I had a I had a $4,000 wedding dress to start with that my mother bought me, right? It was a gift. Here, there's my flower girl. Look at that bouquet I made. It was bigger than my flower girl. Look how big it was. Yeah, that was Rayanne. She's such a beautiful lady. Such a beautiful lady. Now, yeah, there's me. Just before. See what how different I looked like when I didn't have glasses, right? When I didn't have glasses, yeah, with my friends. Yeah, there's another one with me. See, and I just got my wedding dress, and here's one of my Christmas parties. I used to have these Christmas parties. I was very famous for my Christmas parties, and I would invite all my friends over, and we'd do gift exchanges, and I'd pick a different friend every year. Every year I would pick a different friend to be Santa, and we'd dress them up. I had this red house coat, and it was just specific for Santa, and a cowboy hat, and whatever I wanted to decorate them up. And we always had the best time, and I would always have to put a big sign up in the hallway of the of the apartment blocks, right? Because yeah, otherwise the police would be coming for sure. Yeah, for sure the police would be coming to my house, right? Here, oh, look at this, people. This is me at 311 pounds. Look how big I was. Look at what a big girl I was, right? And that was one of my best friends, Crystal. She was like the only girl that I could possibly ever roommate with. I couldn't roommate with people, right? But for some reason, me and Crystal were really good roommates until I threw a coffee pot at the wall over her head. Yeah. But that's a story for another day, right? But yeah, that was Crystal. And this is me and my husband in Nova Scotia. When we got engaged, he took me to New Brunswick to meet his family, and there were actually icebergs. I saw my first icebergs out in the ocean. This is an also picture of my husband, right? That's me, and that's my husband Stu, ex-husband Stu, and here's another one. That's he liked to drink, right? And that was a period I guess I started, because I'm a mirror empath, right? So whatever he did, I did too, right? And yeah, we were such a great couple. We were a great couple, and we had lots of fun, and yeah, but that was it. I hadn't seen those pictures in forever. That was kind of nice to look at those. Yeah, but here's another one of me and my husband. Now this is right before we split up. This could have been even maybe even a month before we split up. He changed a lot, right? My husband did a tour in Croatia. He did a tour, right? And when he came back, like lots of guys who come back from tours in the military, right? He was feeling different about life, right? He was feeling different about life. And if you feel different about life, then you're going to feel different about your partners. And I was a mirror empath. I was just going to change however he was changing. I was just changing alongside him, right? And that's what I did. So I didn't really notice any changes until it was over. And then and it wasn't because we didn't love each other. It wasn't because we didn't love each other. It was just we were two different people. We didn't want to spend our time together, right? We didn't have anything that bound us together besides sex, and that was probably it, right? Like we didn't he was a good-looking man. He was very, very kind-hearted. He filled a lot of gaps, things that I couldn't do for myself, he could do, and a lot of things he couldn't do for himself. I took care of him, right? And we were the same kind of people, right? But yeah, when he came back from his tour, he was a different person, right? And I didn't even know, that he had changed, right? He kind of kept it to himself, and I didn't really find out until after we had already separated, right? I didn't know what was going on. I just couldn't believe it because I knew how he felt about me, right? Like I knew how he felt about me, and that's why I held on for so long, to see, if we could make it work or anything. After we separated, it took years for us to finally just break it off, right? I ended up in the hospital. I almost I almost died. I had a tubal pregnancy, right? And I almost died from it. Like my tube exploded on the table, right? And I was in the hospital for a few weeks. And then I just told my husband, afterwards, like, don't call me again, right? Don't don't bother. I can't live like this anymore, right? So sometimes you have to make those tough decisions yourself, right? And after I did that, it took years, right, for me to get to that point. But after I did that, I was feeling better. I was feeling better. Within a year, I was feeling so much better. And then within a couple years, yeah, like, that love kind of, fell away a little bit, and it got to the point where I wasn't throwing him thoughts anymore during the course of the day, right? And then after a while, it'd be like, oh, I never thought about him this week, right? I never thought or wondered what he was doing this week, right? And I used to Google him once in a while just to see if he would pop up. I have no idea, right? Last time I heard he was back in New Brunswick, but I haven't heard from him in years now, right? It's been years, at least 5 or 6 years since maybe even more than that, And it was like 10 years after we separated that we actually divorced. It was like 10 years, right? And actually I just got divorced, not, I think 2015. I think it was like the same year as when my mother passed away was the year that my divorce came through, right? And yeah, so yeah, a lot of ups and downs in my life, right? A lot of ups and downs, but it's just life. That's what life is. That's, when you got to just make do with what you have, and sometimes you get to ride the waves up high and sometimes you don't, right? And sometimes you just got to fly by the seat of your pants and just make the best of it, right? But yeah, those were my, I haven't seen those pictures in a long time, not in a long time. I just went through a whole bunch of pictures. I tore apart all of my photo albums, right? Because I didn't want my albums to go with me, right? They were just taking up too much space, right? Oh, some of my first manifests here. The first manifests. Oh, I just read one of them. I just read one of them. So yeah, I'm gonna keep those for myself. Those are special for sure. Those are special, right? Yeah. Yeah, so here's another picture of me, right? Like, oh, I was at that one, I think I was about 140 pounds, 147 pounds or something like that, right? And my doctor told me that I better gain 10 or 20 pounds. I had to gain some weight because he thought I had lost too much weight, right? Because even though I was 140 pounds, I hadn't had my cosmetic surgery yet to take off the loose skin and tighten everything up and get the boob jobs and stuff. Like, people don't realize that when you go on diets that things just don't go back into place by themselves afterwards, right? Even if you exercise. So yeah, I actually had to have some surgery. I had to have some surgery to get everything back to normal. But I'm so pleased that I had that done, right? I'm so pleased that I had that. Well, I keep turning myself off on the thing there, but that's okay. Just take a look here so I can see my I'm just taking a look here. I haven't looked at these in absolutely just forever. Here's my wonderful sister Tracy. This is like her picture when she was, but see, she doesn't look anything like me. Like, we don't even look like we belong in the same family. Like, seriously, like, do you think we even look alike in any manner at all? Like, we don't. Like, we don't look alike at all. Like, it's so strange, right? You know. And this is my Uncle Herbie, and that's me at less than a year old. I look absolutely terrified there. I look absolutely terrified. But yeah, my Uncle Herbie, he killed himself shortly after this, right? We never did find out why. He just went ahead and he did it and didn't leave any notes or anything. He didn't explain himself. He just did it. So that was kind of hard on the family, right? Yeah, this was like maybe my first. I don't know if we were boyfriend. He liked me, but my mother had drilled in all about boys, how terrible scumbags they were. By that time I was already terrified of men, right? But look at me, how standoffish, and my head's way off from the guy. I don't even want to be near him, right? Yeah, it was so funny. And I used to beat up boys, right? Somebody said, "Oh, so and so likes you," and then I would meet them at their locker after school, and then I would beat them up, just so they wouldn't like me anymore. I don't know why I was so afraid of guys, but yeah, I was very afraid of guys. Here's another picture of my dad, right, sitting at the dinner table at Christmas dinner. He was always the last person to leave the table. He was the only one who ever ate the plum pudding with the custard on it, right? He always had to have plum pudding, right? This is this is actually another picture of my dad, right? He was a lumberjack there for a while. My dad, all his jobs, right? And he had congenital heart disease. Like, my dad always knew he was going to die young. Like, even as a little kid, like, this was a condition he had all his life, right? But he always took these hard jobs, these heavy duty physical positions. Like, he loved it. He never let his illness or the fact that he wasn't going to live very long, he never ever let it bother him, like, ever. My dad just went ahead and he did what he wanted, right? Look at that. That's a picture of my dad and my nanny. My nanny here was a well known psychic in Vancouver. I don't know the story because I was very young when she passed away. When she passed away, I think I was maybe 10 or 11 years old, right? But I didn't know her very well. She loved us lots, right? She loved us lots, but I didn't know her very well. Yeah. And those are all those pictures, right? Yeah, pretty neat. It is pretty neat, right? And then just a quick picture of my nephew, right? Yeah. He's a big boy. My nephew Adrian, he's a big boy. But it runs in our family, right? And it's an empath thing. It's empaths are notorious for being large people, right? It's one of our coping mechanisms in order to stay emotionally healthy. And as far as I'm concerned, having eating too much food is probably a better coping mechanism than becoming maybe an alcoholic or like a drug addict or something, right? Like, I it just amazes me, like, none of us fell into that. Like, my whole family pulled through that way. We all doing good for ourselves. We all, we all did good, right? I'm so proud of my family. Every single one of them, even if they think I'm kooky, don't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm proud of them, and you know what? It's the way things are, and I don't expect anybody to understand me, right? I'm just glad that I had an opportunity to be the person that I really was, right? I might not have ever. I might have been in that sleep my entire life, right? My entire life. Yeah, so strange. Life is strange. There, those are my pictures. Those are my pictures. I don't know. I was looking for something to yap about because it was the same thing on my Instagram today, right? Like, nothing was really coming through. I was just kind of And sometimes the ego has to take over the show like that, so it's good that that I can entertain you the same way. Okay, everybody, that's my live tonight. I'm going to have something to eat and something to drink right away besides coffee, because I'm really thirsty. I think I better have a glass of water. Yeah, and some vitamins, I think. Yeah. Okay, everybody, have a great night, right? And if you want to email me or contact me or text me, or you can message me through my other platforms, I would be happy to hear from you. And at the same time, if you guys could give Nancy a little prayer, for those of you who do pray, you know, if you guys can throw a little something out for Nancy, it's not my place to say anything, but Nancy could sure use a little bit of love right now, right? Okay, everybody, have a great night, and we'll see you Sunday night, right? And if you like, you can come see me tomorrow, 5 o'clock Central on Instagram. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.